Hi guys, welcome to the Jude cast. We've got some huge news this week, and first of all, the launch of the PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X. Of course, both of the Series consoles from Microsoft launched last week around the world, and the PS5 launched in North America and Japan and other countries last Thursday. We sadly in Europe have to wait till this Thursday, but that's only a couple of days left, and I'm super looking forward to getting my hands on it. There've been YouTubers have been unboxing and testing both consoles out. Check out a few of my favorites here. I'll put links in the description to their channels. But yeah, it's been really interesting because the reaction from different people. Some people have been saying they can't see a huge difference between the generations, i.e. PS4 and Xbox One and the new consoles, whereas others have been saying they've seen a huge difference. I think it's mostly to do with the type of screen you're using, like refresh rates and how many FPS you can get and the pixels and stuff that you can see on the screen. So I think that is going to have a huge impact. But also, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just how far we can go from here, because let's not forget these are brand new consoles, brand new games, so they're not their full potential. So it's going to be interesting in a couple of years to see just how far they can go. So yeah, I think we're going to have to wait like maybe a year or two before we see the true potential of those consoles, because last generation it was towards the end of the life cycle we saw the really high quality games coming out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But really looking forward to trying them out myself. Can't wait to get my hands on my PS5 finally. And really looking forward actually to trying Astro's Playroom, because it looks a lot of fun and it's a good way of actually showing the capabilities of the new controller. And it's nice to have a packing game. Would have been nice if Nintendo had done the same with 1-2 Switch. Just saying. But yeah, I've been seeing other streamers play it, so I'm really looking forward to giving it a go and getting my hands on it on Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've also had some interesting news come out of Oxford University. Their Internet Institute research has been looking at the effect of gaming on well-being. They've had players playing Animal Crossing and Plants vs. Zombies. They had 3,274 people took part, all of them over 18, and they were asked how they felt after playing. And according to Professor Andrew, I'm not even going to try and say his last name, Przylski, I think, it's a Polish name, said if you play Animal Crossing for 4 hours a day, every single day, you're likely to say you feel significantly happier than someone who doesn't. That doesn't mean Animal Crossing by itself makes you happy. He did add that previous research kind of said that the longer you played, the less happy people were, but people have been noting they've been playing these games and feeling happier. There could be a aspect to how you get involved in the games that makes you feel happy, because those are kind of relaxing games, just games that you can sort of lose yourself in, and especially Animal Crossing, it's just such a joyful place to be. The professor did say that they needed to try on more games and see what the effect was on those games on people's feelings, and to really get more collaboration with the gaming companies to get more data and feedback on players' feelings after the game. But I think it's really interesting to see that there is this research that's going on to see that gaming can make you feel good, and it has been proven that lots of people recently have been saying that they've been getting into gaming because of lockdown and it's been helping them. So I think it is interesting to see how that's going, and yeah, I would love to find out what happens in the future if they looked at other types of games, how other types of games, like I know that I love FPS games, that's my thing. Sure, you put me in front of an RPG and I'm like, dude, this is boring. It's so dull. But that's just me, I prefer action. So those games make me feel good, but an RPG would make me feel bored. But so I think it depends on the game, it depends on the person, but yeah, I would love to see the impact of different types of games on people's feelings. But there's one game that is universally loved and also universally frustrating, and that is Fall Guys. Yeah, I had to get a mention in, didn't I? Apparently they have sold over 10 million copies of the game on PC. According to their Q3 2020 sales figures that were supplied through Unity's Q3 financial results, that's how they're doing. Under the point, the biggest Q3 gaming blockbusters powered by Unity said that Fall Guys has shifted 10 million copies since its release on Steam alone. That's huge. We don't have any figures for PlayStation Plus, as it was given away for free back in August, but it was apparently one of the most downloaded games in August on PlayStation, so it's huge and it's growing. Mediatonic are currently apparently working on the 3rd season, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. The 2nd season is adorable, but yeah, I'm biased. I'm going to be biased. I've already said my brother works for a company. He worked on the game, so yeah, it's nice to see it succeed. I'm super proud of the team at Mediatonic. They've done a great job. It's a fun game, and it's lovely to see so many people enjoying it, even after all this time. And so it's good that they're adding new content all the time, and that it's doing really well. So yeah, well done, Mediatonic. You done good. Now, of course, we mentioned that the new consoles were coming out, the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles. And of course, Nintendo had to do things a bit differently. They launched the new Game & Watch. Oh yes, for Mario's 35th anniversary, they launched a Game & Watch Special Edition, which is just amazing. They're launching that next to the brand new generation of consoles, which just shows how much Nintendo walks the beat of its own drum, which is why we love them. I mean, come on, you can't not love Nintendo. They are awesome. It's a great company. Also, Shigeru Miyamoto yesterday was 68, so happy birthday, Miyamoto-san, for yesterday. It was just, I mean, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I love PlayStation, but I'm a Nintendo fangirl. My heart beats Nintendo, what can I tell you? I love their games, I love their consoles, it's so much fun. Speaking of their consoles, Nintendo has been the best-selling console in the US for 23 months, which is insane. According to the figures that Nintendo released at its best October ever, selling 735,926 units for both the Switch and the Switch Lite in the US. That's a 136% increase compared to last year, which is huge. It's apparently sold in total around 22.5 million units in the US and 68 million units globally, which is just an insane amount. It's just huge. It's difficult to say what's going to happen now that the new consoles are out, because obviously there's a huge buzz around those. But I don't think Nintendo has anything to worry about. As I just said, they walk to the beat of their own drum, and the Switch is still a desirable console. It's priced cheaper than the brand new generation consoles. It's super fun. You have the fact that it's portable and you can play it on the TV. So I think that is a huge selling point still for it compared to the others. And I'm still getting questions from my friends like, where can I get a Switch? What Switch game should I get? Blah, blah, blah. Even all this time later. So, yeah, it's still a desirable product, even though it's been out a few years. So, it'd be interesting to see what happens now we have the new console generations. But yeah, so keep going, Nintendo. We love you. One thing we don't love, last week I mentioned Ubisoft and a couple of oopsies. Well, they have another. Apparently there were problems with Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, the new games that they've just released, and save file corruption. Now, this is so strange. There was a thread on Ubisoft's forum saying that all formats of these games were being affected. Xbox One, PS4, Series X, PS5 and PC, all affected by this problem. Unhappy players were complaining that they had started playing the game, they've been having crashes all the time, they'd updated, done something, and the crashes went, but their save files corrupted, so they had to keep playing the same levels over and over again. The game wasn't saving, and yeah. I mean, it's one thing to have NPCs that swear at you and then float off, or just randomly spin on themselves, as has happened, Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed respectively. But to have the save files corrupt on all formats, that's just bad, because autosave is, all games use autosave now. Most of these games don't actually offer manual saves, so the fact that autosave is doing its thing and corrupting, that's not good. That's really not good. I don't like speaking bad of Ubisoft because, they're a French company, I'm in France, but yeah. Anyway, so have to see what happens there. Before we get any more information, I'll let you guys know. But for the time being, that's all I've got. I will speak to you guys next week. Have a good one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well to be notified when new videos come up. Follow me on the social medias, facebook.com/punkyjudester, and also Instagram and Twitter @punkyjudester. Remember to leave a comment on all the different social medias, stay in touch, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye guys.